ladies and gentlemen. My name is Goddijn. I'm one of the founders, and I'm also the CEO. So we have, as I said already, I think we have a great lineup of speakers. We thought it was a good idea to get together after we have sold the telematics. You know that we're now a more focused location technology company. I think it's a good moment in time to give you an overview of what we're doing, where we are, and tell you about our aspirations and the progress we're making in executing against our strategy. We are a more focused location technology company with a strong balance sheet and a much simplified business model. And I think TomTom is uniquely positioned to fulfill a central role in the location technology space. We are independent, we're the Switzerland of maps. We don't compete with our customers. We're very careful with data. We don't use data for alternative business models, but we use it only to improve our products. And that makes us a trusted player in many segments of the location technology world. Throughout today, I will explain where that strength of the position is coming from and how we want to exploit the big trends that are now happening in location, and as a subset of location, what's happening in the automotive space, which is also very exciting. This is map of Amsterdam. We are in the center of Amsterdam, and maps are central to everything we do. Some of our customers use those maps in an uncompiled way and building their own applications on top of that map. We provide them tools, we provide them with update services to manage their data properly, but the application layer is done by our customers. And examples of that are Uber, Microsoft to an extent, Apple, of course. We're using our data and our update services as some tools to make amendments to the map itself. And we can play this role because we have invested heavily in the last 5 years in a very efficient map-making platform. And a map-making platform is a transactional map-making platform. It's and we can continuously update that map without having to do batch processing or having to release data, compile maps, and so on and so forth. It's a little bit the same as continuous integration of software, which the industry adopted some time ago. We're doing the same for maps. And not because it's just faster and it's continuous, but it also opens up the way for automation. And that's the next phase in our map-making journey, is to automate more and more of the manual labor. So if you go back 10 years ago, then you could say map-making was a very laborious exercise. It was a matter of bumps on seats. More maps and better maps meant more people. There was a straight relationship between that. But increasingly, we start to dig into all sorts of data sources that are there in the public domain that we're generating ourselves, and we write all sorts of software to extract maximum value of that. And that allows us to get better maps, make them fresher, and reduce our cost. And I think that's a very critical component. It is it's a way of, if we spend less money on maintaining and building the map, we can spend more on innovation and differentiating technologies and applications. We can only do that because of our people. We understand, like all leading and successful technology companies, that you can only be as good as your people. And we go the great lengths of making sure that the talent we hire, that we retain them and we train them and we advance their careers, help them to get better at what they're doing. But that's not only it. We also have an organization structure that is flat as we can possibly get it. And we make an effort of putting the decision-making power as low in the organization as possible. So we give leaders control over the input and the output
within boundaries. Of course, you need to earn that trust, you need to earn that capability, but if you do, you can go a long way within TomTom without being slowed down by red tape or all sorts of things that are non-value add. And I think that's one of the reasons why people like working for us and coming to TomTom. We have, every year we get about 80,000 applications from people who want to work with us. That doesn't mean it's easy to attract talent, but we are an attractive employer. And I think we are enjoying very good attrition rates as well. So certainly compared to the industry averages, I think we're doing better than most. And when you ask people what they like about TomTom and why they recommend other people to work for us, then the first thing that comes up is culture. People like the culture. It's an entrepreneurial, fast-moving culture where you can actually make a difference and where you can get stuff done. And that is important for the type of people and the type of talent we want to attract. I think the other thing that is really important and not very well understood is that we have a strong heritage in consumer applications. We know and we've learned early on how to talk to consumers, how to develop applications that are charming, that are engaging, and that are, that are fast and that meet end user requirements. And we've learned that obviously in the personal navigation device market, and we are making a point to keep and hang on to that knowledge and that experience in order to test hardware, to harden hardware, but also to see what works and what doesn't work. And that's a very important part of our DNA and of our heritage. And we use that knowledge and that experience to very good results in the automotive industry that typically is a little bit behind cutting edge technology, but are also looking for partners that understand end user behavior and end user products. We try to do the same thing with products that don't have an end user interface, but where we also want to learn how our customers are interacting and using that. And that is especially true for HD mapping. HD mapping is a new technology. It's a different representation of reality, of the world. It's high fidelity, it's 3D, but end users don't see it. It sits somewhere in a silver box in a car, driving, and it's part of a larger system. But in order to understand the working of that system, we've also invested in our own self-driving car, and it's parked in front of the building. It's a fully fledged, certified level 5 self-driving car, and we have built that not to build autonomous driving cars ourselves, but really get a good and deep understanding of what it takes to build those cars, what the sensors are giving you, how our map interacts with that complete system. And we use this car and the test environment that comes with this also to counsel our customers in the automotive industry, to tell them what works, what doesn't work, and tell them results about accuracy, reliability, and so on and so forth. So again, we're not building our own self-driving stack, but we've gone a great length of testing our own products, eating our own dog food, if you like. That being at the front, the cutting edge of technology has helped us in the last 5 years, or the last 10 years, I would say, to build very strong relationships with cutting edge companies, leading technologies, mostly on the West Coast. You see the logos of a few of them, Microsoft, Uber, Verizon, Apple, and there are more. And those companies are at the front line of technological development. And to be honest, they don't suffer fools easily, and it helps us to get on our toes, to work very hard to keep up the pace and learn and understand what's happening, especially on the West Coast. So we can separate the hype from what's real we can understand trends at an early stage, and have good visibility, privileged visibility on what's happening in the industry at large and in the location technology industry in particular. And it's not only that we learn from those customers, but those customers are also actively contributing to make our products better. We'll talk about it later, but for most of our customers, we get a ton of data that we can process and extract value from that data. And we've also entered recently with a number of our customers editing partnerships where they can directly edit content in the map database that will then become available to everyone, and everybody wins from that. We have a better product at lower cost. I think it's a very important flywheel effect that we will encourage in the years to come. There's a lot of companies who want access to location data, build location applications, and it's one of our strategic objectives to make better maps at lower cost in order to save those customers in a very efficient way. And we want to put ourselves in the midst of that location, evolving location ecosystem. We can do that again because we are non-threatening, we are independent, we don't compete with our customers, we don't use data from our customers to fuel alternative business models, and that makes us a trusted partner. And as a result of that, we've also managed to expand our market share in the automotive industry very significant over the last couple of years. So we've won businesses in North America, Asia, Europe, and so on and so forth. We have a couple of very strong products, including traffic information, where in Europe we have about 80% market share and 40% market share in North America, which is growing, and we've won significant deals for traffic information in North America in the last couple of years. So that is all heading in the right direction. If I look at the markets that we're operating in, it doesn't come as a surprise to you that a lot is happening now. And that is exciting. It's also gives, of course, there's a lot of fluidity, a lot of uncertainty in those periods of transition. But we feel we're very well equipped to deal with whatever that's thrown at us. That is because our technology is in very good shape. We have a strong balance sheet, and we already have leading positions in some of those markets. So these are the four themes where we are playing. Obviously in the mapping ecosystem, where we increasingly want to partner with our customers, our clients, not only to generate income, but also to collect data and put ourselves in the midst of that mapping ecosystem. And I think that's a very exciting opportunity, and we're making good inroads there. Alain will tell you later how that translates in efficiency, productivity, and cost for map making. In the car is a lot happening, as you know. I don't think I tell you a secret when I say that the embedded software that is now being shipped in most cars did not quite live up to end user expectations. And the industry is understanding that, is making up for lost time, and understand that in order to keep up with the smartphone world and user expectations, things need to be different, and that means that cars will go online. That's a big trend that we're seeing, and our technology is ready to play in that trend. So what you used to see in cars with different systems and different subsystems and different buttons and different user interfaces for the radio and for the HVAC, for the anti-collision system, and for the for the overtaking warning, and so on and so forth, is all separated and distributed through the car. That's out. What is in is a more unified, consistent, clear user interface that takes all that sensor information and all that information from the car and present that in an unambiguous UI that is easy to understand, that is not distracting, and is adding to safety. We understand that. We are working on products that we will show, and Kees van Dok, our Chief Product Officer, will show you some of the thinking that goes into these type of products and getting a unified and safe user interface in the vehicle. The other trend that we're seeing is automated driving, and although the hype has gone down a little bit and the noise has come down and expectations are now a little bit more realistic, don't make any mistake, automated driving is happening. It's here to stay. There's an enormous amount of effort being put into technology to get it to work, and we are playing our role in that system with an HD map product that is leading. We have proved that HD map system is leading because we won 2 big deals from large car makers, one in Japan, one in North America. And we will shortly see our first commercial products for HD mapping installed in the vehicles. But before that, there is ADAS, of course, assisted driver assisting systems. That train has really left the station, and we already start to generate significant income from ADAS capabilities that are part of our map content. The last area where we want to play is the Maps API business, and that's basically services delivered to software developers who want to location enable their own applications. That's for us still a small market. And we are quickly maturing our product portfolio, but it's important to understand that most of the technologies we're developing now are developed in the forms of APIs, and whether they end up as an end user facing product in a vehicle or as a more naked API in a third-party application doesn't make that much difference. So there's a big synergy between our core technology development that's taking place and being able to serve the developer world through Maps APIs, and we talk about it in more detail later as well. And I'm very happy that Chris Pendleton from Microsoft is here to show you what we are doing. There are, so I want to spend a little bit of time with some proof points to show you that that strategy is really delivering business result. So in our connected navigation space in electric vehicle solutions, we have announced earlier this year deals with Volkswagen, with Nissan, with FCA, and with MG. As a clear sign that there is traction in the marketplace. We are integrating our in-vehicle technology with Microsoft Connected Vehicle Platform. And in combination, we can offer the full stack of the in-car user experience and what's happening in the cloud for authentication, for data analytics, and so on and so forth. And I think it's a very promising partnership that we will develop over the years to come, where we, in combination, cover the whole range of technologies to make that connected car a reality. As I said earlier, in automated driving, we've won 2 deals, and that is at this stage of the market development very important to us, because for the first time we will get real user feedback from commercial available products, and that helps us to understand how our products are used and harden the technology and get better based on real user feedback in the marketplace. It's also a very important proof point to other car makers that need to make a decision about the deployment of HD maps in their vehicles. There's a tendency, of course, to go with what's proven in the marketplace. And the third reason why this is really important is that it will give us, for the first time, sensor data that will come back into our system at scale. And that will help us to keep those HD maps fresh, of a high quality, and eventually it will lead to self-healing HD maps, where the whole process of change detection and fixing maps can be automated to a large degree. Maps APIs, I spoke to that as well. There's also proof that that's starting to work with our partnership with Microsoft, but also through our own API store, where we are serving software developers who want to location enable their own application. So I'm very proud of what we have achieved as a team and as a business. We've gone through multiple changes, you've seen that. But I feel that we are in a very good position. We have a strong product roadmap, we have a fantastic team, and a strong balance sheet. We're generating cash, and I think we are at an excellent position to capture the opportunities that will open up over the next years, both midterm, but certainly in the longer term. The independent nature of our company allows us to put our customers and end users first. And again, the data we are collecting is solely used to improve our own products and not to feed alternative business models. And that is why we are a trusted partner with so many AAA companies in the world. Throughout the rest of the day, we will elaborate on this topic, so we'll go deeper on every vertical, so you get a better idea of what's going on and you can visualize the progress that we're making. Very happy that some of our customers will give you an outside perspective of what we're doing and what it means to work with TomTom as a partner.